Hey Joel,
Hey,
thanks for having us to your home today.
that's okay.
We're going to be talking about mindset and recovery today.
Yes.
But firstly, tell us a bit about you.
Hi, so I'm Joel. I'm currently 34 years old. And a little bit about me, I am a business owner. I've got an electrical contracting business, which keeps me very, very busy. I do love it. When I'm not working, I like to get out on the golf course and have a hit when I get the opportunity. I am also a triplet and have an older sister. I'm very close with my sisters. I've got great parents, and as a family, we're all very, very close. And I've also got six nieces now, and a nephew. So, yeah, I love hanging out with them and watching them grow up.
Joel, was there a moment when you realised that your mindset could help shape your recovery?
There was, Di. I often would think of my recovery and mindset and having a positive mindset, and knowing that throughout my recovery, particularly the acute phase, the early days, everything that I was doing, I was learning, but I was also using the knowledge that I had from growing up and achieving goals and doing things and just having faith that it was all going to work out.
Was it hard to keep the faith in those early days?
Absolutely. Um, Stroke recovery is extremely difficult, and particularly in the early phases, you have no idea what the outcome's going to be. You don't know if you're going to recover or if you're ever going to move your arm again. And it's keeping positive, particularly through the rehabs where staff and trainers were sort of telling you the worst case scenario. Digesting all that and staying positive through that was a real battle, but I believe my mindset helped me through that.
Hey Joel, have you struggled with negative self-talk or self-doubt, and how do you work through that?
I have, yes, and negative self-talk or doubting is something that's instilled in the human mind. We can all be negative and self-doubt at the best of times. And how I get through that is just believing in myself and knowing that if I do my best and try, and I've done everything I can, then that's all I can do. But self-doubt, what I've learned through stroke recovery is, particularly with stroke survivors, anyone with a brain injury, the doubting is just 10x scale. It's deep because you don't know what the outcome's going to be, and you're constantly doubting yourself that it's not going to work or what I'm doing is not going to work. But I can tell you from my experience, if you do the work and you be patient and you hang in there, it does get better.
Has your stroke changed the way you see yourself or your inner strength?
My stroke has changed the way I see myself and view my strength. I see myself now as a very strong, determined young man who knows and has the structures and the knowledge now to be able to get through what I call the hardest thing of my life, was having a stroke.
Do you think you've also got time and patience and a different perspective about other people as well?
I do. The one thing I do really appreciate what I've had from the stroke is patience and giving people the time, because we need time to heal and to recover. And I apply the patience now in everyday life with the way I run my jobs and just allowing things to happen as they need to. It's very important. Pre-stroke, I was extremely impatient, and I woke up in the stroke ward and I thought I would walk out of there in 30 days. For some reason, I just thought that I could get better in 30 days. And it wasn't until my neuro team told me, Joel, we can't fix you, you have to fix yourself. And it was the biggest slap in the face. And that was the start of my journey in being patient and doing what needed to be done to get to where I am today.
Are you kind to yourself?
Oh, yeah. I treat myself so different now. I give myself time to check out. I spend a lot of time alone practicing mindfulness and just loving myself and who I am, and appreciating the fact that I can still live this life and be here, compared to what could have happened and been. The flip side is, it's a blessing that I'm here and that I can live this life.
Joel, how has moving your body, even in small ways, impacted your mental health or your confidence?
Moving my body has helped my mental health to just know that I can move my body and
And I'm talking exercise here, in whatever way moving your body or exercise looks.
Okay, so exercise for me is key. I believe exercise is the best antidepressant, and moving and just getting your heart rate up or just being able to lift weights and do exercise is so important. And for your mental health, it just clears the air, gets rid of that brain fog, and makes you feel alive, like you can do this. The fact that I can still use my left arm and pick up a dumbbell every time I go into physio and do that, I feel amazing.
Is that because in the initial stages you had limited mobility in your arm?
That's right. So paralysis of the limb, particularly my upper limb, which was my left arm, it was badly paralysis. And when you can't move a limb, it feels so heavy, like you're constantly lifting a weight, yet it's not moving. So when that heaviness started to ease off and I implemented actual weights to be able to lift that was amazing to be able to have that feeling. I remember lifting my first dumbbell and it was only 1 kilo, which is nothing, but it felt so heavy. And now I can lift a 12 kilo dumbbell quite easily. So it's really good.
Joel, could you tell me what pacing and grading is and how you've used that?
Yeah, so pacing and grading is a term they use through rehabilitation, and I learnt this in stroke recovery. They were talking about pacing and grading, and I didn't know what it was. And essentially, what it is slowly doing an exercise and then grading it, giving it a score, basically. And then over time, you're grading your paces and you watch the elevation. You go from, for example, my first dumbbell I ever lifted was only 0.5 kilo, half a kilo. So we paced that, and then after 6 weeks of doing the same exercise, we got up to 4 kilo dumbbell. So you pace and grade the weights through rehabilitation, and they use that term, those words, because it's basically pacing. It can be slow, it can be fast, and then you grade it. So pacing and grading. And
did grading your recovery or that action, did that give you confidence when you could see it improving?
100%, it really did, because when you it's like a scoreboard when you track your movements. And I'm very into this because I'm in business, so I'm always running the numbers. But to do that concept in recovery, I really had a lot of positivity come from that, because you can see how far you've come.
Well, thank you for sharing your experience today, Joel. It's been fantastic. To finish, I always ask one question, and it's, do you have a favourite band or song that you want to share with people?
Thanks, Di. It's been a pleasure, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to share this day with you and answer the questions that you've had. And yeah, the first song that comes to mind, and I'm not sure why, but it's Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. And the cover photo of the album is a baby. It's a naked baby in a swimming pool underwater, just looking at the camera, and I don't know why, but it just gets me every time.